Good morning, athletes. Welcome to your CrossFit Cure at home workout for Wednesday, August 12th. We have a really fun group style workout. If you are coming to the park or to one of our classes, we haven't done something like this before, but we can make it work for both solo and group style. But if you are at home, you got someone who lives with you, grab them and do this one together. It's really fun, okay? So let's get into our warm up first, and we're gonna do a modified Henshaw warm up. This is a running warm-up because we do have running in the workout. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna do about 30 feet of each of these drills twice through, okay? If you don't have 30 feet of space, you can walk. You can always find it, most time you can find a spot in a room that's about 10 feet. Otherwise, just do about 20 steps in place of each of these, okay? So the first one is 30 feet of walking on your toes, so just get your heels off the ground. The higher you're up on your toes, the harder this is gonna be on your calves. So 30 feet walking forward, and then next drill is 30 feet walking backwards. I'll try and go a little slow so we can fit all the movements in the video without moving too quickly. Next is 30 feet of walking on your heels. So here you're gonna pike your toes up and just walk on your heels for 30 feet. Next drill, 30 feet walking with your feet turned out. So just turn those toes out and you can walk on your whole foot here, just walking 30 feet that way. Then you'll turn your toes in and walk 30 feet. Next is lunge steps with arms stretched overhead. So get those arms up overhead, try not to arch forward, arch back too much, and just make sure you keep your steps at hips width, so that when we do lunges, sometimes we tend to walk in a really narrow line. That's very difficult for balance. So try not to do that. Keep your feet right where they would normally track. Next, we have a heel to toe hamstring stretch. Okay, so I'm gonna break this one down for you guys. What you're gonna do from a standing position, bring one foot forward, pike your toe up so your heel is on the floor, your toes pointed up. Little bend forward, get a little stretch through the hamstring. And then you're gonna come back up, come back up, and then from there, you're gonna go up onto both your toes and get a little calf stretch there, come back down, and then take your next step and do the next one. So this is gonna be a little bit slower for these 30 feet. Take your time with it, and you'll get a really good stretch through that one. Okay, 30 high knees, so you can do these 30 feet of high knees really quick, or you can do them a little slower, marching walk, however you want to do it. And then 30 feet butt kickers. Again, we're trying on butt kickers not to kick the back of our butt, but bring our foot right up underneath and kick the bottom of our butt. You can put your hands down there as a little target. I don't have a bunch of quad flexibility, so this one's a little tougher for me to hit, so I just bring them up as high as I can. Another option here is to bring your foot up and give a little tug to pull it up into position, stretch it out a little bit. Okay, once you get through all those drills, you're gonna do 5 inchworms with a push-up, so walking your hands out, doing a push-up. Those can be done off your knees if you need to, and then you will go through one more time. So a nice long warm-up here. Get us ready to go for the workout. So before we get into the workout, we are gonna do a little bit of running form review. So if you are by yourself, we'll talk about that real quick. We just want a little stretch where we can practice our running. A few things we're looking for here are our posture in our run. So as we run, we wanna be nice, tall, upright the whole time. We don't wanna be hunched forward, okay? We don't want our hips to lead. Our run should actually be leaned slightly forward. The idea of running is to fall slightly forward, keeping our feet underneath us. Our arm positioning, let's talk about that. We don't want our arms swinging across our body. A little soft bend, comfortable bend to your elbows, and then just keeping our arms tracking straight, because the more we cross, the more it's throwing us side to side. So keep your arms tracking straight. You can practice that in these. Our stride here, we don't want to be reaching forward and striking with our heel. That's going to cause a lot of impact. You hear runners, people who run a lot who don't practice form get a lot of injuries. It's because they're landing on their heels as they run. Instead, what we want to do again is be falling forward and just pulling our feet up and letting them drop under us, kind of bounding off our toe will land, our heel will go, and then we will press out of that. And then again, trying to keep our toes tracking straight. So those are all things we're gonna practice here. At the park, in the gym, what we're gonna do here is have everyone do 3 sets of a 60-meter run, practicing these and increasing effort. We want this around 70% effort. So maybe our first one will be a little lower, our middle one will be at about 70%, and then our last one, we might even up to something like 75% effort. This is not a full all-out sprint, but a comfortable run pace where we can work on the technique of what our arms are doing, what our feet are doing, and our body positioning, okay? So not leaned forward, not leaned way back, but keeping nice and tall, kind of fixing our gaze on the horizon in front of us, and staying tall so that we can breathe comfortably, okay? We have one more step before we get into our workout, which is we're gonna do a little bit of arm work because most everything today is legs. So we are going to do a reverse Tabata push-up. With our reverse Tabata push-up, it is 10 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest for 8 rounds. So it's 4 minutes long, and we want really good form on these push-ups. You guys, full range of motion. So if that means we're doing elevated push-ups or if we're doing push-ups off our knees, we wanna make sure we're keeping a nice plank position, getting our chest all the way to the floor and then pushing back up. We don't wanna be peeled, we don't wanna be arched. If you're only getting 1 rep in 10 seconds, that's great. If you're getting 4 reps in 10 seconds, that's great. We just want really good push-ups here, okay? So just a little arm chest pump before we get into our workout. Workout today is called Mount Kilimanjaro. This is going to be a group style workout. So we've got the prescribed reps scheduled for each person in the group, okay? So if you are doing this group style or partner style, only half the group can work at a time. So if it's 2 of you, 1 person can work, and then the other person can work, and you switch off as needed. There's no prescribed amount to switch off, but switching off as you're able to here. If you've got 4 people, 2 people are working. If you've got 10 people, only 5 people can work at a time. And you are going to accumulate the following amount of reps for each person. So for 1 person, it will be a 400-meter run, okay? If you have multiple people, you're gonna add 400 meters for every person you have. So if it's a group of 3, okay, you've got 1,200 meters of running that you need to accomplish between the 3 of you, with half the group working. So we would allow 2 people to work on this in this case and 1 person to rest, taking turns till you accomplish that full amount. So we're gonna go 1 person this whole time for the rest of this, just to keep it simple. Text me, text Gene if you have any questions about how this works, okay? So again, starting from the top, a 400-meter run. Once the running is complete for the group, you will do 40 jumps over your dumbbell. Then you will move on to a 300-meter run, 30 jumps over dumbbell, 200-meter run, 20 jumps over dumbbell, 100-meter run, 10 jumps over dumbbell. It sounds like a lot when you get a group, you get these really high numbers, but it actually will go relatively quickly, allowing everyone to rest as needed, taking turns here, okay? So everyone's working together here, tallying up those numbers, and we think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So that is Mount Kilimanjaro. We are going for time. Again, if there's any other confusion about this, I know we haven't done one this style, just get in contact with myself or Gene, okay? Accessory and stretching are done together today. We're gonna go 5 sets of 10 leg swings each leg. You can go front to back, side to side, however you wanna do it, alternate. 30 seconds calf stretch each leg. So I like to do this just by putting my toe up against the wall and leaning into that, stretching out the calf. And then 20 high knees in place, again, at a speed that is comfortable for you. These can be quick, these can be slow. That is it, guys. That is Mount Kilimanjaro. That's Wednesday. Thank you for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.